private defense is an important area in your law of crimes. As well, it is important here also. Okay. So section 196 to 106 IPC 34 to 44 of BNS talks about your private defense. Be very careful when you're dealing with the questions in paper 2 because IPC questions will be similar to torts. Be very careful. Okay. Now coming to one can use reasonable force to protect himself. That's what is private defense. See, even if you're going to harm a small worm, if you touch it, it will stop or like it will try to defend itself, right? It will try to run away. But if it doesn't have anything to run away, if it is in a corner, it cornered, even that will stare back at us. That's a human tendency. That's a natural instinct, even to an animal. So you have to protect yourself. That is a natural right. That right is recognized as a private defense here. Not only yourself, you can protect your family or any other person and their or your property. So this private defense is not only covering one human body, but also it applies to property. That is important highlight. Now, what is the private defense that you can use? Can you kill a person for private defense? We have separate sections supporting. Yes, for private defense, we can kill a person under certain areas where IPC and BNS recognizes. Here we talk about proportionality. Even in IPC, we talk about proportionality. A force cannot be excessive. What force you need to save yourself? That's what is important. You cannot use disproportional excessive force. Okay. Same case law. Bird versus Holbrook. What happened here? You all know this case law which we saw earlier. That's what is called as case law pooling. What you do, you write, 2 to 3 case laws, you study them and you have a multiple use for them. Quote them in different areas. Okay. Like that, Hall versus this spring gun, Holbrook versus Bird. They will have a garden and he wants to protect the garden. So he will install a spring gun. He will argue in this particular case law, somebody comes and trespasses. I have done that as self-defense mechanism. I want to save myself. I want to save my property. The court told, you want to save your property, you install an alarm. Or you install a very, very less, very less power electricity wire. Sometimes, yes, in Kerala and all I have seen, they would have installed electric fences to stop elephants from coming inside. Okay. And when we touch also, it will not be much. It will be like a small to see. We'll get an irritation or like that, but nobody will die because of that. Especially elephants will not be harmed. What they will do is they are very intelligent. Okay, in Kerala, they will bring woods which are not, see, they will not bring green woods, that is like moist woods. They will bring woods that are very big and which is dry. And they will hit the electric fence literally and they will walk on that and go off. They are very intelligent. Okay. So just an example. So like that, you can use minimal force. Installing a gun is something very, very excessive. So in this case, they use that. Use of spring gun without notice in a garden. That too, he would not mention that trespassers will be hit by a spring gun. Spring gun is installed. That will not be mentioned. In electric fence and all, mostly they will not mention. Danger, electricity. Okay, like that he did not mention. And it is very excessive. So it is not private defense. Okay, so private defense, you have to use only force which is necessary for each circumstances. So what force is necessary for each circumstances differs from case to case. Now coming to another case law, what happened? There will be a dog which will be chasing the pigs and hens of a particular person. So what he will do, in order to stop the dog, he will shoot the dog. Now his entire livestock, he depends upon those livestock. If the livestock is eaten, then he has to stop the dog, right? And the dog is very ferocious. Will you go and hug the dog and you will stop the dog? No. Any common man will be trying to stop the dog with at least a stone or something like that. And maybe he tried with the stone and did not stop. He shot the dog. So in that particular situation, the court held that, yes, it is private defense. He wanted to stop the dog. He had all the means. He tried to stop it. He cannot go near the ferocious dog. So he had a gun. He wanted to stop it. He shot them. But what happens? The dog will be running away in this case. It is not chasing anyone. It will be running away, fearing something or something like that. And this particular person will shoot the dog and will say that it is private defense. It is not for dog, even for a human being. If somebody is running away, if you harm that person, that's why if you shoot a person at the back, you hit the person at the back, then you cannot claim private defense. Because he is running away. At that time, you're trying to shoot him. It is not private defense. So to take private defense, first the force should be excessive. And should not be excessive. It should be proportional. Okay, the force, the safeguard must be proportional. It should not be excessive. And the second point is, it must be to save yourself. When the danger exists, for you to exercise private defense, there must be existence of a danger. When they are fleeing away, there is no case of existent danger. So there is no question of private defense. So you have to mention all this.